That was so bad. We did so good. Now we're going to pretend like we're just doing something. Crass ExAnime, episode 110.
Welcome. We're going to be talking about
This is the third time I've had to do this introduction.
We'll be talking about our A-list of shows. Spy Family.
My Hero.
Season 1, Part 2. To Your Eternity. Season 2. My Hero. Season 6. And Bleach. 1,000-Year Blood War.
It's mid. Don't worry, I made the same joke again. You're welcome, everybody on there.
So Spy Family.
Oh, no, hear me out. We'll start with something else, make it more interesting. Screw it, we're going to talk about Bleach right off the bat. Yo, oh, God, it's so good.
Yeah, so we're talking about 2 episodes for both of the, or all of these shows. We got Yamamoto versus Yubak, or however you pronounced his name. I always want to add a B, but there's not a B in it. Damn German names.
Das wir is here. He's here to take you out.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I was trying.
The Bonkai is so good. It's
Listen,
so overpowered,
I'm trying to.
man.
So, did you see the meme going around? It's the Kane Peel sweating meme.
No.
Like Bleach's American voice actor, when they have to realize they have to say the name multiple times, his like Koko Bari Kuchuzo whatever Matsu, and I'm like, listen, that voice actor said it flawlessly a couple times. I want to know, did he do it in one take, or were they there all day just like, listen, you only have to say it 3 times. Excuse me? I have to say it 3 times? Yeah, and then maybe a 4th on there, just to kind of do the...
Just in case.
Dude, it took up like the whole bottom of the screen. It
Yeah.
wasn't even like, oh, it's long. It's like, no, there was just nothing else on the screen minus that word.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
So the last episode of the podcast, it made it look like I spoiled things and you were upset. I'm a liar. Yamamoto
you still did.
fucking dead. The dude's dead.
Okay, listen, hang on. So he gets sliced in like a diagonal half.
Yes.
His body's on the ground. Then he grabs the dude's cape, whoever the enemy Yubak. Yeah, grabs his cape, right? He's not even on this list. I mean, Aizen makes sense now, but like, come on, put other people on the list. No one else is relevant. Hang on. So we're on my anime list. Side tangent. Out of every woman's picture on there, there's only one that's Rukia. I love how Orihime's, let's get the side view with like the breast. It's like, oh, come on, dude. Like, why you gotta do my girl like that? Also, thanks for doing my girl like that. Back to what I was saying. Literally grabs his like cape and I'm like, oh, he's still alive. He can make it. Cuts off his hand. I'm like, maybe he's still alive. And dude's like,
Stomps on his head.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, come on. Then Ichigo comes in.
Well, he gets blown up. Like,
oh yeah, I guess.
There's nothing left of him.
I don't know what's going on in Bleach. They keep doing this like overlord thing, like because you're releasing 100% of your energy all the time, you had fused with this thing. Then they're like, remember when I killed your mother, Ichigo? It's like, what is going on?
Well,
I can't comprehend.
That is not what happened.
What?
He's talking about his mother, and Ichigo saw, like, or in the reflection of his eye, it's his mother's death, because Ichigo did see his mother die. But Yubak didn't kill his mother. It's technically Aizen's fault.
Why you always gotta blame Aizen?
It's literally the reason why Ichigo has a hollow in him.
Prove it.
Well, have you
See, you have no proof. You must acquit Aizen. He's innocent, boys.
No. So the hollow that's in Ichigo is a hollow that Aizen created to attack a...
Is Aizen a good guy?
No, absolutely not. He's very much a bad guy.
All I'm saying is
we had an entire arc of this. One of the coolest arcs ever. Showed that he was a bad man.
Listen, just because you're a bad guy doesn't make you a bad guy, you know?
He's very much a bad man.
Listen, all I'm saying is he stalled them enough or altered time or whatever Yubak said. He's like, oh, our time's up. I can't keep finding Ichigo. So maybe Aizen's a good guy.
No, he's still really bad.
Despite the alleged murders,
definite murders, Aizen is the sole reason.
Hearsay.
Uruhara and all of the Vizards, the previous captains and vice captains of the like generation before the ones that we meet, Aizen is the sole reason they all had to flee the Soul Society because Aizen made them that while studying the Hogyo-Q. So it's an entire like thing.
He's over here like Hogyokyu, and he can't pronounce like Kukusama.
Shorter words.
But I was trying to look up the name of it, and I just saw the whole text. I'm like, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that this podcast.
But like,
God, it's so good. It's just like listen to music with it too. Every time Ichigo shows up, and it's just like they had that like depressing scene when he's talking to
Byakuya.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh no, Ichigo, I didn't get a response. He just walked away. I'm like, damn, Ichigo's like, I'm getting bread and milk. Peace. And just leaves.
That scene was very cool because his spiritual pressure is building and it just starts to like look like it's steaming off of him. And it's
like the rain's not even touching him. And everyone's like, wow, this pressure is getting stronger. I'm like, oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. Let's go.
And look, we have to talk about Yamamoto's fight real quick. Oh my God.
It was just 24 minutes of like, yo, this dude's pissed.
And it's awesome. I love his Bankai so much. There are manga panels that everyone was super excited to see. One of them being East, which is, I believe it's East. The fucking, or no, not East. It's South. Hey, I'm just going to raise an army of the dead that I have slain to attack you. By the way, it's all of your comrades.
Even though it was CG, it was like decent CG. And I'm like, man, someone had to animate all that shit.
Yeah,
like,
it was, yes, decent CG. But also, it's just one of those moments where you get that kind of like tone shift and the background changes a little bit. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God, it's so good. I love it. I love it so much.
Is it Senbonsukara Kayagooshi?
I don't know, probably. I don't have the stuff, but it's God, it's so good. And we won't get to see like that Bankai ever again. We also do get a flashback in the last episode. Hey, we just talked about how the fucker's dead.
I mean, he could come back to life.
No.
Listen, I've seen a lot of bullshit in Bleach. There's a lot of bullshit that can't happen on there.
I think one of the best parts is we see flashbacks of the previous.
How am I supposed to know what the hell these attacks are? Everything in the dark bold are each of his attacks. This thing's like a paragraph long. Now, hang on, I'm going to try. It's a Zanka no Tachi Higurashi Kochu Tutsuchi and East.
Zanka no Tachi, Higurashi.
Oh, now he gets it after I try once.
Now the last one, though.
Oh, see, now what now? What now, Justus? You can't get it? Oh, try it. Come on, let's hear it. Come on, start saying it out loud. No, you got to
Kyokyu Jitsujin.
I didn't even take time to think about it. I just went with it, dude. Go with the next one.
Jisujin.
Try the next one, huh? I'm pretty
Zanka
sure.
no Tachi, Nashi, Zanjitsu, Gokai.
Listen, what's harder, this or remembering which Motonagari is which Motonagari, which Bokanagari or
Monogatari?
Monogatari, Tenogatari, whatever.
Look, with the show, we do get to see cool flashbacks. And one of them in the last episode was just after the Quincy War. And you see the painting on the wall of him engulfed in flames, which you got to be a little pretentious to have kind of a photo of yourself looking badass on the wall. But he's, talking about how
it's an inside plot to sell wall scrolls.
The next time that like that monster enters the Soul Society, it will be the last. He won't be there anymore, essentially. Kind of foreshadowing his own death. Do you know the kid that's there? Did you pay close enough attention?
No, like I'm confused. Listen, I'm confused as hell right now. What's going? Hey, look, there's a wall scroll of it right now.
So that is Shunsui, the captain, the laid back one with the long hair, dual swords, the one that got shot in the eye.
Dual swords?
Yeah, dual swords. Brown hair. Yeah, that's him as a child. So, like 900 years ago. All these fuckers are so old.
Man, I gotta censor that.
Oh,
so much work.
Yeah, whatever. But that's currently about it. Basically, they've all left. Aizen kind of, I guess, saved the day. Ichigo's...
See, Aizen isn't a bad guy. Just because he's a bad guy doesn't make him a bad guy.
He's so overpowered. We never get to see his Bankai, which is bullshit. Like, just because he's so powerful, he doesn't ever need to use it. Like his Shikai. I forget the name of it. Yeah, I had it on the tip of my tongue.
So is he stronger than head captain then?
If he wanted to be, probably. But the problem has always been his ambitions to kill the Soul King.
So he could be stronger.
He could.
He is
but
stronger.
no one's letting him.
Well, I mean,
Ichigo's stronger
listen, I
than
got it.
Aizen.
Like, they were so set on killing Rukia for like some minor things. Why don't they just kill Aizen?
Well, they were entirely dead set on killing Rukia for minor things because Aizen was the one pulling the strings.
Yeah, but why not kill Aizen for a worse offense?
He murdered the Central 46 to make the decision to kill Rukia. It was all him.
Listen, my client does not confirm those suspicions. It needs to be proven in a court of law.
It's unfair. This man can, like, hypnotize anyone.
Hey, I'm sorry that, the court of law.
The court of law has this man strapped to a pole for the 5,000 years.
Do you think that's just his kink, though?
No.
Listen, 5,000 years doesn't seem like too long of a time, considering how long
when you're basically immortal, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I mean, after like the first 1,000, it's just gonna fly by after that. There.
I don't know. Within 1,000 years,
Listen,
Yama got real old.
They did that super badass thing. If he's standing there, it's like, says his name. He's like, oh, you know who I am? He's like, just because I'm locked here doesn't mean I don't have ways of finding. I'm like, God dang, dude, that's like the ultimate like.
Also,
I know everything.
I sense a little bit of a chat. I'm gonna be honest, where it's like, man strapped like to a post in prison. Too much of a hassle for the invader to kill in enough time. Leaves.
Doesn't elaborate. Chat. Listen, Ichigo showing up what made me so happy though.
Oh, it's Kyoka Suiketsu is his. Sorry, it came to my head.
Oh, but you can't remember how to say this. He's like, oh, you're just doing your Kikijitsu.
No, I'm sorry. I just
nerd.
Look, I have lots of Bleach stuff in the head up here. But
if you love Bleach so much, you drank their, trademarked.
Calm down now.
Yay, Bleach. God, I mean, we can go on and on about Bleach all day. Listen, so far, we also forget a couple people get like
Quincy.
basically a couple Quincy's murder people right before they leave.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if he's murdered yet. They got his eye grazed by a bullet. Shout out. He gets shot. He turns around and gets shot twice. I'm like, why would you turn around, dude? Like,
It's because the head captain.
Yeah, but it's still like you're in the middle of a fight. Like, finish.
Yes, I understand that. But between Ukitake and Shunsui, like even the head captain himself is referred to like them as being like sons. So it's gotta hit a little hard.
Yeah, and like I feel like in the fight, if you would have paid attention a little, like if you pay, like let's say you would just, like I don't know, I feel you could have predicted that like what was gonna happen in the fight was gonna happen in the fight, even if you had not watched or read anything ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fight did feel kind of like, oh, it's just beating up on him for a solid whatever. This fight's kind of lame. And then I'm sitting here, I'm like, is that actually him? Then it turns out like, oh, it's not him on there. It was like, but the fight was still cool.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, no, then Ichigo had his fight with Yuhabak, yeah. And they did some like, yo, you want to see
was extended.
You want to see us throw some animation out there real quick? Animation budget?
I think episode 7 is way better than even Yamamoto's fight.
It was just like a cool, like really nice animation because Yamamoto's fight was just like a cool kind of not really stills, but like very grand, very whatever. Bleach is like, yo, beep, 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 like Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Quick fights, like, Ichigo get knocked to the ground, getting back up, and Ichigo's like, I'm not done with you. And he's like, okay,
he gets stabbed in the neck, and then there's the reveal that he's got blue vein, which is
crystal meth.
Quincy power.
Yeah. Which they don't elaborate.
I mean, you'll find out more about it.
Are we going to find out why Ichigo's sword? Because I haven't read ahead. Justice has convinced me not to read ahead again in Bleach. Is there a reason why his sword got cut?
Yes.
Will they explain it soon?
I don't know.
His sword's never been cut before, right?
I mean, it's been broken before.
Yeah.
But there's a big problem with Ichigo right now.
He's a ginger.
When you realize what the problem is, it is kind of all that more impressive to know just how far he's gotten. But there is a very big problem with Ichigo.
Erectile dysfunction?
No.
You don't know that?
Oh. I mean, I guess, but yeah, there is a certain problem that Ichigo has that we will find out soon. I would assume next week we'll start to get the hints of that, because there was a certain thing that gets brought up in the manga that they actually skipped on that episode.
Oh,
so
really quick before I do my shitty transition, I just saw this when scrolling through some of the anime news. I didn't know. Apparently, the World Cup is going on right now. I know that's happening because we're watching it at work all the time. Japan beat Germany. That's not the impressive part. The cool part is the jerseys that they're wearing were designed by the mangaka that did Blue Lock, or the author of Blue Lock on there. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm like, and Blue Lock's out right now. Can you imagine if like Japan won while Blue Lock is out? Like, they have a side-by-side of their jersey versus Blue Lock's jersey that he designed and let them use. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. But, USA over there, boom, 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 firepower.
Mm-hmm. They brought guns.
Holy shit, the whole team's dead. They unleashed the sun on our soccer team.
That's messed up.
Speaking of people getting messed up on there, hey, the anime.
Spy
Family, yeah. Listen, okay. I got to say something. I think Spy Family has one of the best openings of the season.
I think the ending is superior to the opening.
I like the ending, but I feel like, listen, we're going to do something hopefully at the end of the year where we do like the Crunchy Awards for this season, but not for this season, similar, something like picking out what's better. I feel like, listen, Chainsaw Man's got 12 chances to have the best opening of the season. That'd be pretty embarrassing if they don't win it at all.
Could.
But I mean, didn't we got Demon Slayer this year, right? We went over that? And
yeah.
Demon Slayer's opening's pretty, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's one of the better openings, but I do like Spy Family's ending more than any of the Spy Family openings.
I mean, I don't know.
That's just me, though.
I mean, each their own. Hey, Spy Family, by the way. Listen, big things. Big things
Anya
happening this week.
Get kicked out.
Anya, what?
Anya didn't get kicked out.
Oh, for a second they said did. I was like, what?
No.
Didn't. Listen, Yor needs to chill out when it's like, oh my God, Miss Anya forgot her gym clothes. I need to get there. And there's like all these cool like spy, like flexible things, which is them just showing off their budget and like how good they're at animating stuff. Gets all the way to school and Anya's like, oh, Mama's here. And she's like, oh, Miss Anya, you forgot this, your gym clothes. And Anya's like, and gets to like the dumb eye look. It's like, we don't have gym today. And yours is emotionally destroyed the rest of the day. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do?
Also, I mean, we're kind of going play by play, but like Lloyd brought Anya to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought his work this entire time was more of a facade. Like, I didn't think he was actually going to a job. I thought they just had a fake place set up. Turns out the dude's doing Operation Strix and also going to work full time and taking care of the family and doing side missions. So this dude is like, because before, when they did the Penguin thing where it's like, oh, he's doing like 4 missions at once. It's like, I get sleep sometimes. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Working like 3 full-time jobs while trying to protect the world, not get caught by a government agency.
Yeah, because Anya is supposed to be kind of doing an essay on a parent.
Yeah.
She
starts with people.
She starts with Yor, and Yor gets caught up in a like, oh, which job should I have her be on? And of course, she's like, I could have her accompany me on Assassins. And is fucking murdering someone, and blood hits her. And she's like, we could just tell them it's tomato juice. And it's like Jesus Christ.
Dude, there was a funny gif going around where Anya's like running after doing like Naruto run. Basically, it's like, oh, it's kind of a cool gif going on. But it's like, maybe we shouldn't go with Yor. Goes with Lloyd. Writes her essay, because that's one of the best parts at the end. It's like she has to give the essay, Papa is a doctor. Aw, Mr. Lloyd has such an elegant job. Sometimes Papa hits patients. Then he had to go to the school and explain, like, what's going on. But even within the whole thing of going to his work, he's like, listen, Anya, play with the sand, put the toys in there. It helps us tell emotionally where you're at. Anya sneaks away, basically convinces the hospital because they think she's a ghost in, like, the vents of, like, no more malpractice. We got to put all of our money into, like, making sure. Because, like, a baby died due to malpractice. This is the ghost. So Anya's saving people without even knowing it. Comes back. Lloyd's about to walk in. Anya's like, what do? I haven't put anything in the sand. Dumps everything. And she's like, oh, the bad guys got defeated. And Lloyd's just like, she's crazy. This girl's crazy on there. What the heck? And Anya's like, oh, I overdid it.
I mean, look, that sand, toys in the sand thing is a whatever thing. Like, how would you be able to physically tell?
Listen, he's a psychiatrist. I mean, he just knows things that we don't know on there. You know, just saying.
Yeah, well, she can read minds. She knows way more than him.
How do you know he doesn't read minds, huh?
Because he doesn't know that she reads minds because he can't read her mind.
Maybe he's deep undercover. Maybe he's Megamind. Hey, Benini. God, no one's going to know what that is. Minus us on there.
We do see Anya watching the spy and makes her own cryptograph thing. Poor Frankie.
Dude, Frankie's over there. I was like, oh, he stayed up all night cracking. I cracked the code, but I stayed up all night in anticipation for this woman to meet me. No one shows up.
Of course.
Well, then Anya, I love the whole thing of like, it's definitely what kids would think. Anya's trying to like slip the note into the mailman's thing. Mailman's like, no, you got to like stamp it and stuff. It's like, damn taxes.
Need postage.
Miss Anya, you mustn't do that on there. God, it was just, the most eventful thing was Anya actually going to work. I mean, to be fair, they did have
with a Dorito head.
Yeah, we talked about it before we had to restart it accidentally. There was this one dude, it looks like he has a Dorito head. He overhears his dad saying their company's going bankrupt. Turns out the company isn't actually going bankrupt. They're getting acquired, but you don't realize that's the end of the episode. So he's doing the thing where he's like, hey, everybody, you know, like, I'm never going to get this chance ever again.
Yeah, he totally took advantage of that situation anyways. He got caviar for lunch. The fucker.
He's like, I never ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, which is, you know, obviously the caviar. And then, like, at the end, they kind of try to make an emotional thing of, like, I'm leaving. I'll never get to see this. I'm going to be sold to the West. Or sold to the East. No, the West. Yeah. In the East on there. And then comes back the next day super embarrassed. Everyone's like, you better give us our stuff back on there. I mean, he could have explained the situation a little bit better, but no one's going to actually pay attention to that there.
They also did a song number.
Yeah, which was kind of weird. Kind of took me out of it. I'm like, I don't know. There's some songs anyway that work when they kind of pre-establish it on there. And then there's some songs like this. I'm just like,
it's weird.
You know what else is weird? People's Quirks, My Hero Academia, like the guy with a head with a gun and it doesn't shoot bullets. Or at least they don't show him shooting bullets at people. Okay, so it's our My Hero Season 6. I don't remember what episode count. Couple things. A lot of things happen in this. Don't worry, we have time for it.
6, 7.
6, 7. First thing, Aizawa, you will be missed.
He's not.
Listen, so Aizawa technically loses his quirk. Or
that is like the last scene.
The last scene from the last episode we watched. What's his name? God, I always forget his name. It's not even on there.
Oh, Todoroki. Or not Todoroki. Sorry. What is
also,
it?
Todoroki definitely should have showed up for this fight way earlier.
Yeah.
What?
Toshiro?
No, that's All Might's real name. You're thinking Shigaraki or whatever. Yeah, his name's Shigaraki. Shoots like a thing. Like the finger thing on his hand is like the anti-bullets that he had taken. So he shoots the anti-bullets. It hits Aizawa because Aizawa's quirk basically, he is a racer. So it stops people from being able to use their quirk, which is the whole point of the fight. And like the last 2 episodes, they pointed out like Deku could lose his powers and it doesn't matter. What matters is Aizawa doesn't lose his because he's the only one with that ability.
Yeah,
listen,
and he's the only one that can stop Shigaraki from decaying right now.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that's stopping.
Yeah, well, no, Shigaraki has control over his decay.
Well, yes.
Oh,
but
no,
being able to.
Well, the big thing is being able to take anyone's powers, though, because he has All for One inside of him, which they said they said All for One kept the copy and gave Shigaraki his own. I feel like All for One still has his own and just gave Shigaraki a copy. Why not? Why give a copy of the power? Just keep the original. Because I don't know if the copy degrades the power at all or anything like that. We'd have to find out. But now all the heroes are fighting everyone. The like advanced noms have come out, or namus, but they're like high tier or whatever, but not perfect. The big dude is on the loose. The giant monster thing is running around, and everyone has to fight him, which was kind of a cool fight.
Gigantomachia.
Yeah. Listen, Mount Lady's trying to slow him down. It's like, do better. She's like, I'm giving you all I got. Time to stop him here. Doesn't stop him. He just keeps going.
Yeah. Look, they've done a really good job of showing kind of both fights, because we get to see UA, like the students trying to stop Gigantomachia, and you get Momo creating serums to both knock him out and heavy artillery.
Listen, I gotta say something. So they said using anesthetics is against the law, but yet Endeavor using like flaming hot to kill people is not.
I mean,
so I wonder if like it's against for the because they didn't really specify, but they think it's all fine. I think it's just against the students to technically be making it and throwing it, but at least like Midnight, she's like she tried to use her power to get to him, got knocked down on there. Apparently people are really mad. Listen, I just got to say it. We're really mad about her boob physics. I'm like, well, that's just how it works in real life. I don't know why people are mad. Yeah. Besides that on there, it was like a thing for like a day or two. People were upset about it. I was like, why?
It's kind of a whatever thing. I got spoiled a little bit about her. And it's kind of upsetting because it's one of those unfortunate things of the manga's done it that way, and I don't know how they're going to address it in the anime from here on. So it's going to be a shame with her, but they've done a good job of doing callbacks as well. Like Mina, the pink acid girl, like as she's launched up to go try to throw one in her mouth.
Well, before that, everyone had lost all of theirs. They went to throw it. He did like a roar, and like everyone's serums just disappeared. She hops up to throw. So to give some like background, it's a super important moment, and they do it kind of slower.
Yeah. So he talks, and then you get the flashback. A flashback we have seen before, where when she was in middle school, that was the like person that like scared her friends, and she helped them get away.
She was like the only one to stand up, and Red Riot back then never had the courage. This time she has the courage, but then freezes up when she goes to throw it. It was pretty cool. She was like, what was it? Slime?
It's like acid.
Yeah. Stuff. Well, no, she has like a slime suit, acid suit to get through the fire, burns away. She goes to throw it, messes up. And our boy Red Riot, oh my God. Listen, My Hero does this thing, or they did the thing where they're like cucking you out with the music. Like, oh, here's the big build up to the music. Every other season it's worked. Like the music ends with the perfect ending. Then they're like, no. Then they play it again. You're like, oh, this time, no. Third time, no. Fourth time it works.
Yeah.
Like Red Riot jumps in front of her, gets hit to the ground. He throws hers. It gets smashed away, and they're like, oh, that was it. And then Red Riot grabbed hers. And I was like, aw. And then he throws it.
It makes it in. But now the dude's turned into like Megatron, basically. Yeah, and he does have the League of Villains on his back. So you got Dobby throwing fire on his back.
I mean, it was cool, like watching them combine their powers. The show, like the League's not weak like they looked like in other seasons, which I think was a complaint, that they just looked weak.
Yeah.
But now they can fully use their powers to however they want.
Yeah, I think like with some of them, like Dobby in particular, you can tell there are some limitations. One being
he overheats and burns.
Yes, which is why he looks the way he does. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays in fights later.
Well, the thing is, they're showing right now that the villains have like the League of Villains have used so much of their like trump cards, because at one point they're trying to stop something, and the magic dude shoots all of his. They make a big point of like, I used all of mine.
Yeah.
And then Toga can't do anything. Dobby's already overheated too much from that flame attack that he can't really do anything else.
Yeah.
And of course, Gecko Dude does
nothing anyways.
Nothing anyways. Yeah, he's not. I mean, he might stab someone. That's it.
Yeah, Toga, like, she could turn into someone, but she doesn't really have anyone's blood right now.
Yeah, she lost all of her stuff. Yeah. I do with the Red Riot thing. I want to point. I love Red Riot as a hero.
He's like piercing him to climb.
Well, the thing is, like, they build up like how much he's grown personally as a hero, because he's like running through the fire. Because there's the other dude that's like him, but it's all metal instead of just hardening.
Yeah, so he
runs through the fire. And they did that thing. I forgot to mention. He gets smashed to the ground, right? He kept the other jar safe when he got smashed into the ground, and just climbs up gigantic and throws it in.
Yeah,
it's such a good fight. And then he morphed into something. Then he's getting hit by artillery, and other heroes have arrived. So it's like,
yeah, the other heroes arrived, and then we cut back over to clearly the more interesting fight,
like Aizawa, Shigaraki, because right now it's. The two other random heroes, the water dude and the like stay in place dude.
Mm-hmm.
Water dude should have, I don't know. There should have been something to like keep Aizawa from getting. Listen, he's on the move from that distance shooting that little thing. I understand it's my hero, but it's like, come on, like that's a pretty long shot.
They did. He does have super strength right now. Yeah. So like, yes, it got shot because it's the Dragon Lady.
Her hand gets like punched through her hand.
Through her. So
and Deku's trying to stop. I don't know. The thing is that the whole time, that whole fight, I know they're trying to make it look like, oh, Todoroki's going to show up. Todoroki's going to show up. He's going to save the day. Because I thought Todoroki was going to show up, do an ice wall, stop it. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's why I hate watching the credits, because they give you a preview of next episode and it kind of spoils it.
I never watch them.
Yeah. I was just like watching, like, oh, what's going to happen? It's like, stuff will happen. It won't spoil it for you there. Mm-hmm. The 13 show up court card. Oh, it's crazy, dude.
Wow.
He's like, Ichigo's like, Bankai and just kills Shigaraki in one hit.
Crazy. Teleports behind him. Nani? But yeah, it's.
So basically, Aizawa doesn't have his powers, but Shigaraki is basically just going berserk mode. Like, he's kind of out of it fully. He's gotten past his limits plus ultra. So I don't know, is he going to collapse? Is this going to be like, is he going to get away? What's going to happen? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, hear me out. They showed a little bit at the beginning of the season to kind of put it in the back of your head. Eri.
Yeah.
She can reverse effects.
Yes, she can.
Like, she has the power if someone does, like, lost their
She's sitting on All Might's lap, watching the news.
But the thing is, like, if she can learn to hone her powers, because it's been about a year. They pointed out it's been about a year since they got her, right?
Yeah.
Or roughly that, maybe like 8 months. If she can hone her power just a little bit to help Aizawa, because she really is like Aizawa's like daughter basically, because he's been taking care of her the entire time. Maybe he'll do the thing where
he's all of UA's dad, and he fucking proved it. And his like comment where he's like, I want to see them graduate. It's like, my man's embracing everything. He's a dad.
Well, he's also said that his buddy died before
they
graduated. So it's like, this man's over here acting like he don't care, but he cares the most out of everybody. Cares more than All Might. Listen, I feel like it's going to be a thing where I might be spoiling it for myself, but I feel like Eri's definitely an important part because her blood is part of this. And
yeah, also just at some point, like, look, we've seen what she can do, especially when it's out of control. We got to see cool, badass Deku at like 100%, destroying the hell out of his body.
Well, he goes 100% on this. Goes to hit Shigaraki's like 100%, hits him with a Delaware smash, and he grabs his hand with his teeth. I'm like, God damn, dude.
My hero does great with scenes that have high tension. That's one of the things.
Immediately just you hit a wall.
Mm-hmm. And with the characters like Eri, it's unfortunate that like the character is adorable, all of that. But at some point, it is a retcon character. Like, this character exists and is established that could fix anything you really want.
Yeah.
Which kind of.
But their powers are uncontrolled. Like, they don't want to, like.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the other thing I think is, what about that technology girl that can, like, make anything? Like, she made shit, like, stuff in one day.
Yeah, but most of it sucks.
No, like, some of her stuff for, like, Ida, like, listen, she's gotten better. Listen, I feel
she's gotten better, but there was a lot of it that really sucked, except that one vibrator thing that she didn't show anyone else. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong. She showed
You're
it
a
to her other
liar.
female colleagues.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like what's gonna happen is they gotta win the fight somehow because Shigaraki's on his like last kind of leg. I mean, physically, but the thing is, he's gonna be able to get his power back.
Hopefully, yeah.
Like, Shigaraki's gonna have his power back for this fight. There'll probably be one big fight. It'd be really cool if Deku used like United States of Smash. I feel like if they used it, it'd be too soon, especially right after a season where we got All Might using United States of Smash, or I guess it was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
But Endeavor's got to have something up his sleeve. I feel like it's going to be a thing
Hopefully.
where Endeavor's going to go. Because the thing is, let's say, I don't want to say anything because it'll spoil. I know what's probably going to happen because I saw part of the preview, but it only showed like one scene. And an important character shows up.
Gotcha. Just the build up to that entire scene where we haven't even spoken about a specific character.
What?
Gran Torino absolutely
he's dead. He's got to be dead.
Yeah.
Well, he got his leg like mauled, and then he got punched in the stomach so hard. No, that's the other thing. So they point out that All Might's teacher, which is Shigaraki's grandmother, she basically had to abandon him because it's a whole thing where Shigaraki's fighting like he abandoned a family. That's all heroes do. But like it's a hero's job to like it sucks, but it was the only way to keep him safe.
Yeah, because All for One murdered her husband. And yeah, I believe.
That's how I think, but the thing is I feel like Gran Torino
No. They were just like
just friends.
Hero sidekick.
Yeah.
And
hey man, you could still United States of Smash.
But
I'm just saying, Gran Torino was a
she murdered, or All for One murdered her husband. She had kids, and just like basically had to cut them off.
It was a very sad scene where she's crying, knowing she can never see her family again.
They've done a great job of building tension for this season, and the action is great.
I love Gran Torino. Dude was a Chad back in the day.
Yeah,
you see that fucking jawline, like that face, like.
The only problem I have with my hero is when you get old, you become impossibly small. Like this man at his peak is supposed to be like 6'3". He is 4 foot nothing right now. Maybe 3. Like, you don't just casually lose half of your size when you get older. Yes, you do shrink a little bit. That is scientifically proven. But it's only by like an inch or 2. You don't fucking become a little person.
Listen, in a world where people can use United States of Smash, this is what we're concerned about.
It's just weird. That's the only thing. Especially when you show like old him versus like.
So how is this going to work with Mita?
I don't know.
I almost called him Miata for a sec, but the dude with the grapes. He's already so small and he wears a diaper.
Yeah. Poor boy.
I know, right? He comes from a poor family.
Infant.
God, I don't know. So my hero has they're at this, like, I thought last time we were watching, there's like this peak, there'll be a little bit more, but they hit a peak, then they hit another peak, then there's another peak, it just keeps going. I feel like next week will be either the end of the fight or they'll go one more week. They're pulling a Demon Slayer on us like, here's the peak of the fight. No, there's more.
Yeah, there are just some stuff in the background that I wish they would already answer, like a certain thing that I've basically got spoiled for me, and I don't really want to spoil it for you.
What?
I know if you're okay with it, it is going to be anticlimactic.
Oh no, I don't want it.
I mean, I don't even know what they're going to...
Yamamoto shows up and uses his Bankai?
It's just one of those like things where even in the manga, I don't know how they're going to present it in the anime. Because
don't say it then.
Yeah.
I feel like I know what you're going to say, but I don't want to spoil it just in
case.
What do you think? No, because I don't want to spoil something for you either.
Well, it's about a... Never mind.
No, well, we don't want to spoil it for people.
Yeah. But...
100% if Yamamoto shows up and lose my shit.
Oh. So...
Don't know it won't happen. There's always a chance.
Are you going to do a shitty segue to Your Eternity?
What? Oh, no, I was just getting it ready so we could actually see all the people on there because not everyone is here that I technically need here. Listen, also Bakugo. I know we're talking a lot about My Hero again in the like play. I try not to do play-by-play stuff because it gets boring. Just discuss like the big points. But listen, when Bakugo is above him, he's like, he's bait, and then shoots his like napalm at him. Like, yo, that's gotta mess him up. And Shigaraki's like, and everyone's like, that did nothing. Oh, we're in trouble. But the thing is, Gran Torino did make a good point of like he is definitely slowed down. Mm-hmm. So it means Deku and them can catch up. Because Gran Torino and Endeavor were the only ones that could keep up. Mm-hmm. Also, that was the first time he used his, what was it? Fire Spider or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool on there. He was like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I was like, oh, man, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. I don't know where the chapter that we just the episode that we just recently watched, where that is chapter-wise, because My Hero is almost over or just ended, right?
Well, I think they want to end, I think, My Hero in like the next couple volumes or something like that. Yeah, but I think he said he wants to extend it now more.
Oh, well, he announced recently that it was almost over.
Yeah, but I think now he wants to extend it again.
Oh, fucking make up your mind.
Listen, if One Piece is still going, My Hero can still go.
Yeah, but I know that at some point, who was it? Yeah, I think it's him who wants to make a horror-themed one. There's one of the mangaka for the shows that we've been watching.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to make this, but like when they're older, like when they're actually heroes and building up on that, and probably just building another franchise like Boruto. I forgot to mention something about Bleach. Someone was like, oh, where's all this budget coming from? And they're like, they got a lot they can just take from Boruto on there.
Yeah, fuck Boruto.
No, that's a child, good sir.
It's not what I meant.
It's definitely what, if the glove fits.
Wow.
Speaking of gloves fitting and people being children.
There it is.
To your eternity on there. Okay, listen, can I say something real quick about this show? So we're watching To Your Eternity. Can they just get a new opening for the love of God?
No, it's too good.
Just listen, do another one. Find another fire opening. There's no reason to use the same opening.
I
listen, it's
disagree.
good, but listen, I don't want to listen to it for another 24 episodes or something.
Well, then skip it.
What?
Skip it.
But you just don't skip it when you got to rate them at the end of the year. It's mid.
I mean, if you already know the song, skip it.
Okay, so To Your Eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Super big development happens.
Mr. Tasty Peach. He's not even on here. Well, yeah,
he's right there. Mind. It's a Nicola La Tasty Peach Uralis.
Yeah, he's.
Listen, no, that's all I want to talk about. I'm talking about the big thing that's happened is Fushi made a copy of this dude's dead daughter. Mm-hmm. Some random king. Then they find out soon afterwards, she's come back to life and she has all of her memories. And Tasty Peach finds out. Mm-hmm. And Fushi has made copies before and nothing's happened.
Yes.
So I don't know how that's going to play out. Was it either the Man in Black? Like basically.
This is the only time that he's done something like the chick specifically was like, don't let me die. And I don't know if there's kind of a time frame or.
Well, no, they point out where Tasty Peach asks, could he bring back his other friends? And the Man in Black is just not saying anything. Mm-hmm. Because Tasty Peach doesn't want Fushi bringing back his friends because he knows Fushi will just leave and go be with his friends. Because when he brought her back, she had all of her memories and stuff. Yeah. So could he essentially bring back Grogu and Rin so they can live happily ever after, technically?
I mean, think about March.
Yeah. Which would be, it's just so hard because when you think about it, the people who could bring back are in pairs. He could essentially bring back Piorin, which would be his pair.
I don't think he can bring back Piorin because it looked more like she was going to be reincarnated. He can definitely access her body, but ghost, because Tasty Peach can see the ghosts.
Yeah,
like
that's his whole power.
That's the big establishment within these two episodes. He
can see ghosts.
Yes, and at no point have we ever seen Piorin. We've seen everyone else.
We've seen some of the more important ones, I would say.
Yes, But even when like all of them were supposed to be following, at no point did we ever see Pioran.
I wonder if he has to be near them when they die in order to bring them back.
I don't know.
Because he was definitely near that girl. She died and then went away. And he could still feel it, which is why he doesn't like being near her, because the souls probably get trapped. He could definitely, from what it seems like, he could bring back Grogu. He could bring back March. Parona.
Yeah.
And then the bear, and then Tonari.
Why would you want to bring back the bear, though? The bear, like...
I don't know. Maybe the bear would be nice after that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But it begs because the thing is he's been constantly searching, developing his skills. And he said stuff like, I can't bring back fire on its own. It's got to be like a torch or something.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah,
But I don't know if he said he tried to bring back March and all of them. He definitely has tried to bring back like fish and crab.
Yes.
And it doesn't work.
Yes.
So
and I think at one point he's basically only ever mentioned that like someone was pointing out in one of the discussions that he's never actually made copies of his friends. He's only brought up the fact that like he could theoretically make copies, and this is the first time he's ever made a shell like that of a person.
So he has no idea.
Mm-hmm.
After hundreds of years, I guess this is the first time he's actually tried.
It's like 400 years at this point.
So Tasty Peach knows, the Man in Black knows, but hasn't told Fushi. And he's already, the Man in Black has said to Fushi, like, yeah, you could kill yourself, but you're going to restart just where you started. You're never going to actually die.
Yeah.
Until the Knockers are dead.
Knockers.
Whatever.
Just think of titties. Big old knockers.
Is everything just titties with you on there?
Right, association, man. Easiest way to remember. The
Titty man.
It has been interesting to see Tasty Peach's character, because when we first got introduced to him...
Yo, do you read Tasty Peach weekly?
No. When we first got introduced to him, he was annoying. Let's be honest. He was annoying. But within these last two episodes, like, he's probably the most important character ever introduced at this point. The fact
Emotionally, no.
No,
my boy Grogu over there. Rest in peace, buddy.
Yes, but I mean, the fact that he can see spirits.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to be honest, because you always call me emotionless and like that kind of stuff.
Did you shed a tear?
I may have shed a tear when he set a doll down for March's spirit to be able to like play with a little bit. And it's like, oh, you so bitch. That was pretty sad. So that was being able to see some of those characters a little bit more, especially not like the thing is, Fushi.
Tasty Peach has grown. He's trying to become king by growing in. I don't know if this is just a huge facade that he loves his people, but I feel like he definitely does.
Yeah. And
he's realized from his brother, because his brother is technically next in line because how well he takes care of the people.
Yes.
But the thing is, TC Peach is taking it like kind of darker side now, but I can't let Fushi go.
Yeah. And there is a little bit of that like unfortunate thing where you can kind of see what's coming, like plot-wise, because they're on the move.
Fushi's got to find out here soon.
Yes, and I think I know how. Just because there's a character that's secretly with them right now, being the little sister.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And I think it's going to, unfortunately, and kind of cliche-like,
it's like, oh,
come
I'm so glad
down.
You brought her back to life.
Yeah, well, no, just come down to the fact that they're going to be attacked.
She's going to die.
And then
he's going to tell Fushi that.
Yeah, he can bring her back.
That would be a good way to advance it.
I mean, it will be a good way to advance it. Because they
just got attacked recently.
It's kind of like cheesy. Like,
but it's kind of how the story should go.
Yeah.
But
also,
what is he gonna, you know what might happen? You know what it might be?
It
might be a thing where he has to bring them back, like you said, within like a day. So he might try and bring back March. Would be tragic to see, like, oh, March is here. Well, yeah, she's just dead. Still. Like, the body's not going to do anything. So Fushi realizes I can only bring back people within a certain amount of time.
I think
I know, it'll just depend.
Yeah, I think it might be one of those scenarios where he will be able to bring anyone back. Because even kind of the big dilemma now is technically, like, the entire,
what if
like,
it's
all of the Knocker's existence is to prevent Fushi from collecting spirits and stuff like that. If he can bring people back to life, they are technically the good guys now because they're preventing
I wonder if
an
it's a
imbalance.
thing. What if it's a thing where every time Fushi brings someone back to life, yes, they come back to life, but their spirit's gone forever now?
From him, yes.
Well, I mean, just in general, like, oh yeah, their spirit will never rest now that you brought them back to life.
Yeah. I know they've also talked about reincarnation before. There have been some kind of like suggestions that white horse that he rides is actually a reincarnated Pioran.
Maybe.
Did bite his ass.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to fully happen in the show because they can go a whole bunch of different ways with this, which is kind of cool that you don't know. And I haven't read ahead. I know when I did pick up a manga at the store, like I just kind of flipped to where I thought we'd be. I'm like, oh, we're catching up real quick to like where they're at. So I might just have to go like a couple of years without anything. I'm just going to have to sit there and read it.
Yeah. The story is still very good. We are also getting into that really weird thing where your boy totally wants to fuck Fushi in the female.
The reincarnation of like whatever. He's like, so Fushi, listen, Corona. They definitely, it was pretty obvious that guy that's like the seat, the TC Peach, like, oh, that's obviously a woman somehow. And then they show like the flashback of TC Peach likes, you know, that girl. It's like, oh, I just want to be close to him, make him happy. It's like, oh, you're pretending to be a boy. It's like, yeah, that's obviously like the girl he met. And TC Peach is like, I'm not into blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Now he's going to be into fat chicks.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, what happened?
Well, I imagine it's a thing where she purposely made herself like that so he wouldn't notice because he got in trouble and he got, you know, blood. That's another thing. TC Peach had like kind of a fucked up childhood where like, oh, he's interested in girls and need to make sure. I thought they were going to cut off his dick.
No, well, I think it's because like he wasn't really hiding that he was kind of like talking to spirits. And
they did the bloodletting thing.
Yeah, that was so messed up, man.
I mean, it makes sense for the time of like, you know, that's what people thought because they're stupid.
Yeah, still real dark. Like, of all the things you could have done, you could have done something a little bit better. Like, that's your kid.
Yeah, but you know how
basically just had to learn to hide it, which is why he was doing the shh thing. So, yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see what happens next week on Dragon Ball Z.
The story's gotten really good. Like, the first part of this season was a little slow, but as it's been building, it's adding enough twists.
It could go one of a couple ways.
I do like, to a certain degree, how whichever character Fushi kind of embodies, he does get a little bit of their personality. Like, whenever he wants to be the super childish, like, alone, he was March. It's a little bit of the kind of stronger female, like, whatever, independent.
I don't need no man.
Corona, it's like, so, and, you know, Gugu with the more stoic, like, I'm here to save the day. Though we don't see him too often anymore.
No, he doesn't really need that power.
Yeah.
Right now, of course.
And with just the main kind of Fushi, the unnamed boy, a lot of, like, unknown with the character. So whichever character he ever really takes, he kind of has a little bit of their personality, which is cool to see him, like, visual representations of.
Yo, he definitely took on Pioran's, you know, oh, I'm Pioran. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, I'm not using this on here.
Yeah.
I'm too old for this. That's about all I got this week, Justice. Do you have anything else? Dying down. It's closing time.
I don't think we have really a week show this season.
Yeah, we do. Bleach.
Fuck you.
Listen, we're not watching as much as we normally would. Otherwise, we would definitely have some weak shows, I feel like. I kind of sad that we didn't watch Blue Lock, considering how much hype it has.
No, it's like, soccer. I wouldn't watch it anyways. That'd be a youth thing.
There's a lot of sports animes that are pretty good, like All Out. I was like, damn, such a good anime.
I'm not a big sports person.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't we have an anime about esports?
I think there is.
Is there?
Probably.
Here's the setting. They're all virgins.
Yeah, got them. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. But if you did and you stayed this long, please like and subscribe. All that fun stuff that shows us that we're doing something right.
We're doing nothing right. We're not shooting off guns. We're not setting off fireworks. We're not.
Sure. All right.
Hey, Japan, hey, keep an eye out. Late March, we'll have a Japan trip video.
Maybe. Goodbye.